Hi guys, this is Dante with Drive and Thrive, and if you drive for a rideshare service, you're going to be putting a lot of miles on your car, which means extra wear and tear. Having a car in the shop isn't going to make you any money. So, if you drive for Uber, Lyft, Postmates, Doordash, or if you're a pizza delivery guy, any kind of delivery service, you are going to need a higher level of maintenance throughout the year than you do normally. And a lot of people don't think about that. So here in this video, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to maintain your car and to maximize your earnings, because $1 saved is $1 earned. So watch to the very end and make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on news, tips, and tricks for Ubereats, Doordash, and Postmates. Okay, for this video, I went to Advanced Auto Parts and looked at what their car maintenance would be for Uber drivers. And what they recommend is something called a severe service car maintenance. And they say that the average driver in the US ranks up around 12,000 miles per year. But when we do rideshare or Ubereats or Doordash, etc., we are racking somewhere like 50,000 miles a year. And a lot of those miles are spent, with extra cargo in the car. Although, how heavy is food? That's not important. But it's still the point that you have extra cargo you're carrying around. So, first thing, engine protection. Change your oil much more regularly than you would. We're doing a lot of idling, stop and go, long periods with the engine on. So we want to use high quality oil. We want to get our oil changed more regularly. Sometimes, if you're doing this full time, like 60 hours a week, you might have to change your car oil every 2 weeks to have like optimum. Look, one time I went a year in my Mercedes. I didn't change my oil for a year, for an entire year, and I was doing Uber Eats. And I looked at the oil stick, and it was like tar. Okay, I have no idea how much damage I did to my car, but do not be like me, okay? Change your oil. If you're doing it like really putting in overtime and really putting in work, you're probably looking at every 2 weeks. But even if you're not doing that, if you're just doing it like an average 40 hours a week, you might be looking at every month. This is something that people don't think about. 3 months might not be enough for you. Or if you have a synthetic oil, 6 months might not be enough for you. It might be every 3 months you got to change your oil. So that's something to think about. And here's another thing. When you change your oil, you got to be replacing those filters. Replace the engine air filter and the cabin air filter more often. But the engine air filter is the most important because that's what's going to be preventing engine damage. So it's going to cost a little more, but think about it this way. How much is it going to cost you if, for whatever reason, something goes wrong with your engine and now you can't drive at all? So if you're making your living through driving and your car stops working, right? So not only are you going to lose the money in the car repair that you could have saved by maintenance, but now you're not going to earn the money to even get the car fixed. Think about it. It's serious. Suspension, brakes, and tires. Now, a lot of people only change their pads every 2 to 4 years. That's what this article says. I usually change my pads when I hear them. It's a terrible idea, It's terrible. Don't be like me. Don't just wait to hear the squeaking in order to change your pads or to feel something wrong and to change them. With full-time rideshare, you probably want to just change them every 6 months. Even if you don't hear anything and see nothing, don't just change them. Change them. It's going to save you money in the long run, because the day that you have to replace a rotor and you're looking at a lot of money that you weren't budgeting in, all right, I'm telling you, change it every 6 months. Just better safe than sorry. Now, here's something that I never think about, and that's shocks and struts. Because usually people don't replace them very often, but when you're doing rideshare, you're going to want to get on that. So now this says you probably want to replace the springs every 100,000 miles. Now, that's probably like every 2 years. So it's not really a big one, but it's something to keep in mind on. And I'm going to tell you another thing, and they talk about it in here, is your tie rods. You even like if you've gone a while, if you've had your car for a few years or whatever, and you never thought about that, you might just want to go to a mechanic and just preemptively get those replaced, because something happens with tie rods all the time, and when that problem happens to you, it's gonna be like, oh my god, I gotta pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Just go ahead and just boom, get them replaced. You don't even gotta worry about it. Tires. Now, this is why you should get a tire pressure gauge. I haven't even read this yet, but I mean, I'm not gonna read this. It is gonna save you gasoline, and gas is a huge tax on your income. Driving with Ubereats, Doordash, rideshare generally, it's gas, man. Not to mention something happening back, to your tire, but just to save you on gas, buy you a cheap tire pressure gauge, stick it in your tires, every so often, boom, a couple times a week, see what your tires are at, save yourself money. Now, what this says is you should do it daily. So before you even start your trip, you should be out there with the gauge and seeing where your pressure is. Now, it talks about tire wear and gas mile, but I'm telling you, gas is going to save you so much gas to have a properly inflated tire. Like, it's going to change. You're like, wow, I'm saving a lot of money. You'll be surprised, trust me. Get a tire gauge. Make sure your air pressure is good. And actually, if you go to like Jiffy Lube to get your oil change, they also do it for free. So what I like to do is, like, sometimes, like when I'm in the area, I'll just swing in a Jiffy Lube. They'll check my my coolant levels. They'll check they'll check all the oil levels, but then they'll also do a tire gauge check. And then if I'm low, they'll pump it up for me. So I don't have to do any work. I don't have to have a tire pressure gauge. I just have Jiffy Lube do it, and boom, 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 you're good to go. Okay, so I also want to show you guys a cool few things you can buy from Amazon that can actually help you with the upkeep of your car. All right, so the first one I want to talk about is a car washing and car detail power brush kit. And look, it might seem overboard, right? But it's $15. It's $15, super cheap. And not only can you use it to buff and clean the outside of your car, but you can also get inside of your car. Because with me, I eat a lot of food. Like, so when I take lunch breaks, I just eat in my car. Yeah, I work in my car, I eat in my car, I do everything in my car. And my car gets super messy on the inside. So this tiny little power brush can get in between some of these little nooks. I can't tell you how many times I've dropped French fries in the bottom of the thing. The other thing that happens is when I have soda for customers, sometimes the soda lids are too loose and I spill stuff. And stuff gets in between the nooks and crannies. So this can help you clean the car in places that's hard to reach. And I got another one for you here, which is multi-function cleaning brush, which lets you get inside the air conditioning vents, right? I know it sounds stupid, but if you ever try to clean those things, it's really hard. So this thing can help you clean inside, boom, 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 you're good to go. This isn't really going to help you make money, but I'll tell you one thing, it just helps you for your peace of mind. And then, okay, so there is practical car kit storage to make neat and clean trunks. So you see all those little things? Mine are just scattered all over the trunk. But I actually did buy one of these, so now they look a little better. But for a long time, they just be like scattered all over the place. One time, one of the tops was leaking, and is it worth this much money? No, but you might be able to find a cheaper one on Amazon. I wouldn't pay $25 for it, but. And then another one is a little tiny book called Auto Upkeep. It's all about basic car care, maintenance, and repair. That's really good. If you don't want to go that far, look, you got the internet. You don't have to buy that. But I tell you one thing you should definitely buy is a scan tool. All right, you can get this one for under $20 on Amazon. But when your engine oil light comes on, or your check engine light, whatever, you can plug that in and you can see why is it there. Is this something serious? Do I need to go get something checked? Whatever. Boom, you can do this. And if your oil light comes on because it's like a slight leak in the oil tank or whatever, and the oil light being on is just annoying and you want to get rid of it, get the scan tool and you can erase it. So, I mean, erasing you don't have to like go to a shop and pay them like $100 to erase it or pay them $100 just to check. Boom, you got the scan tool. Anything comes up. And by the way, there are more things that your car can give you that might not come up. But getting you a scan tool can give you a bunch of information on your car that you might not even know. All right. Get you one of these. It's only $20. Oh, and one more thing as a quick aside. You can buy an automotive maintenance record book. And I'll tell you a weird reason to keep this. Every single time you get a repair, every single time you do any maintenance at all, put it in the auto maintenance record book. And at the end of the year, when you file taxes, you can write it off. So that does not go towards your income at the end of the year. So it costs $5 to get, but you don't even have to get necessarily like an auto maintenance record book. You can use a notepad, but it's kind of cool because inside of the maintenance book, it has like a whole bunch of, you can keep your receipts and everything. Keep it in your trunk. It's really cool. It only costs $5. So definitely check that out. It'll save you money at the end of the year when it comes to tax season. So just a little, I know this is kind of weird thing to kind of cut and splice, but I forgot to include it. But it's very important. Get you one. In conclusion, it will save you a lot of money to maintain your car. Don't just wait till something breaks, because I'm telling you, man, it costs so much money. You'll wipe out everything you've earned if you just let all these things start breaking in your car because you don't want to spend the money in upkeeping your car. Okay, spend that money up front so you don't have to spend that money when a situation happens, okay? Trust me, it's going to save you money. Somebody needs to hear this. So, do those things, make more money, and remember to drive and thrive.